I want to talk a little bit about Social Security. You have said, quote, Social Security reform, Medicare reform, that's got to be somebody else's job down the line. What is your response to voters who are concerned by the reality that Social Security will run out of money, and Medicare in 10 years, that is, and Medicare even sooner?
Well, to be very clear, what I have said is no Social Security cuts or Medicare cuts for seniors. Full stop, and we're going to hold our word on that. But I have a much clearer path for how we actually address our $33 trillion national debt problem. It's going to take a CEO in the White House to do it. I've built multi-billion-dollar companies as a CEO. I'm a young person from the next generation that's going to be affected by this crisis. And I'm serious about addressing it with zero-based budgeting. That's how many companies are well run. I've taken similar approaches in the companies that I've built. Start with zero as the baseline and then ask what's actually necessary instead of just using last year's budget as the default. That's the problem in Washington, D.C. It's the problem in states across this union, too. Yes, Democrat states get it wrong, but there isn't even a single red state that does it this way. That's how I'm going to do it in Washington, D.C. Start with zero as the baseline. And what we'll learn is we'll have a 75% headcount reduction in the bureaucrats in this town in Washington, D.C. We will shut down redundant government agencies that should not exist. Combine that with my energy policies. Drill, frack, burn coal, embrace nuclear energy. Use the wealth underneath the ground in our own country. That's how we address the national debt problem without having silly debates about cutting Social Security or Medicare for seniors. That will not happen on my watch. But we will have a sensible approach to actually taking on the national deficit. That's going to take a CEO and an outsider, and I think someone from the next generation to actually get that job done. And I think that's what's different about me versus any other candidate in this race.